Hello, Dr. Hashmi here. I'm just a psychiatrist. This video is about cultural aspects of ADHD in children and adolescents. This is a part of my ADHD Throughout Life series. In the previous videos, I have discussed the different presentations of ADHD specifically amongst boys and girls. Now this video is about the cultural element to it. What happens is, because when ADHD is expressed in some parts of the world or in some cultures, it is not accepted as an illness and not expected from a child not to perform good in academic pursuits. And that's exactly what happens. Some cultures and some families are too fixed on academic performance. This is a different debate whether you value happiness over academics, or you value academics, a PhD or several PhDs over an individual happiness. But when it comes to attention deficit hyperactivity disorder, these children are seen as non-cooperative, lazy, making excuses for everything, and not showing the right performance as expected by the parents or the family members or their cultural element. So what happens there? The child and adolescent is pushed to work hard, sometimes several times more than what is expected from any other child. There is a lot of compromise on happiness, and eventually hard work pays off, and the adolescent starts showing academic performance, might not get to the maximum, but academic performance improves. Then what happens? In one sense, it helps the child and adolescent because this gives some reassurance to the parents and the families, and also to the child, that he or she can achieve. But on the other hand, it can install a deep unhappiness of not being acknowledged. I have met a number of young people from various cultures and backgrounds, and a lot of them are good achievers as well. But the moment you start talking about their condition, or in other words, scratch the surface, you will see there is an issue. The main issue is attention deficit. Hyperactivity is likely to calm down with years, with life, as you get older. Hyperactivity is not always seen as physical activity. A lot of times it remains as psychological activity. So when I talk about the video on adult ADHD, these things will be discussed. When these children, adolescents, when they grow out of actual hyperactivity or obvious hyperactivity, it does not mean that their inner hyperactivity or psychological hyperactivity is also calmed down. No. So you see an adolescent or an adult with deep unhappiness, issues with concentration and focus, difficulty in task completion, disorganization, time management issues, inability to understand and comprehend what is being said to them because of auditory processing delay or disorder. Obvious hyperactivity is not there, but there is mental hyperactivity, which is usually described as too many thoughts in my head. I don't know what to do with these thoughts. It's like a rush of thoughts in their head. And a lot of times when they talk, the thoughts may come out quite haphazardly. And you sometimes find hard to get the link between their thoughts. They might end half-finished sentences. But the only reason they were not seen, assessed, treated and supported when they were little is because the condition was not acknowledged, not seen. As a parent, you got to spend time with your children. The biggest responsibility we discharge in this life as a parent is that we create our next generation in the best possible manner. And sometimes parents do keep barriers. They don't acknowledge, they don't sit and talk to the child. They think the child is lazy. These are the cultural elements to it. So if there is an issue with your child, or if you think that your child is spending too much time with the books and trying to work hard, but not being able to understand, comprehend any information, or struggling to write an essay or a paragraph, or unable to comprehend and understand information, what you are explaining to them, think about ADHD, get them assessed properly. It is fully management disorder. It can be managed absolutely fine. And when the children and adolescent gets treated, they perform better. In England, they get more support in schools. Next video will be on education and healthcare planning. They get more support, extra time, and they achieve their potential. That is the most important aspect of it. So in any cultural element or in any cultural or situation, if you think that your child is struggling in maintaining concentration and focus, and the child and adolescent is hyperactive, too much energy, either mental energy or physical energy, don't ignore it. Talk to the child. Try to understand why there is an issue of them not being able to understand and maintain concentration. Acknowledge them, help them getting through this. Thank you very much. My next video will be on education and healthcare plan. Thank you. Do you know vitamin D deficiency could cause low mood, lethargy, body aches and pains, and even memory problems? With this lockdowns, vitamin D deficiency has become bigger problem than even pandemic itself. get your vitamin D levels checked out as soon as possible.